You know, after more than 30 years working with patients over the age of 50, I've realized something important. Most of us believe that only medication can control blood sugar. So we keep taking pill after pill, day after day, without even understanding why our numbers still swing up and down like a roller coaster. But my name is David Mitchell. I'm 60 years old, and today I want to speak to you like I would to an old friend to remind you that our bodies don't just need medicine. They need to be reactivated. And here's the surprising part. It's often the small nutrients we overlook that hold the key to awakening your body's natural blood sugar control system. Several studies here in the United States have shown that there are 5 specific vitamins and minerals that can help your body become more sensitive to insulin, pull sugar back into your cells, and even lower the risk of diabetes within just a few weeks if you use them the right way. The problem is, most people living with diabetes are severely deficient in these nutrients, and they don't even know it. So if you truly want to control blood sugar naturally, not just depend on a morning pill, then stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 5 simple nutrients that could transform your blood sugar health. But before we get into the top 5 vitamins and minerals to control blood sugar, if you haven't subscribed yet, I strongly recommend you hit that button and tap the bell so you never miss another health tip made specifically for you. And hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I'll know how to make even better content for you. And if you're still here, that tells me something important. You're not the kind of person who just sits around waiting for a miracle from a doctor or a pill. You're someone who wants to understand your body and take control of your own health. So let's start with the very first nutrient. Vitamin D, the commander of insulin. I want you to imagine this. Your body is like an army. Insulin turn is made up of little soldiers trying their best to escort sugar from your bloodstream into your cells so it can be used as energy. But without a strong commander, those soldiers run around in circles, confused, uncoordinated, not knowing where to go. That commander is vitamin D. I'll never forget a patient of mine, Robert, 67 years old. He said to me, David, I'm eating clean, I'm exercising, I take my meds on time, but my blood sugar is still high. What am I doing wrong? I asked him just one question. When was the last time you checked your vitamin D? He laughed. Never. We ran the test, and guess what? His vitamin D levels were less than half of the minimum range. After just 3 months of proper supplementation, his blood sugar dropped to levels better than when his doctor had increased his medication. And let me tell you, that wasn't some rare miracle. Multiple studies in the US have shown that proper vitamin D supplementation can lower the risk of progressing into type 2 diabetes by up to 50%. Yet most diabetic patients are severely deficient without even knowing it. So why are we all so low in vitamin D? Well, age is one reason. As we get older, our skin simply can't produce vitamin D like it used to when we were 20. Then there's sunlight. We avoid it because we're scared of skin cancer, so we stay indoors. Chronic inflammation and frequent urination from high blood sugar also cause vitamin D loss. And there's one more reason most people don't realize. As your pancreas and liver weaken with age, your body struggles to convert vitamin D into its active form. Let me ask you, have you ever felt any of this fatigue that doesn't make sense? Muscle aches, slow wound healing, numbness in your hands or feet, low libido, high blood pressure, blurry vision even when your glasses are right. Sometimes that's not age. That's vitamin D deficiency. So how do you fix it the right way? I always tell my patients, morning sunlight is the best free medicine God ever gave us. Just 15 minutes outside before 9 a.m., no sunscreen, letting the light hit your arms and face, and you've already earned your first natural dose of vitamin D. Then load your meals with salmon sardines, cod liver oil, egg yolks, and sun-dried mushrooms. And if you can't get enough from food supplement, with vitamin D3 plus K2, because K2 makes sure the vitamin D actually goes to your bones and blood vessels instead of getting stuck in the wrong places. But be careful, there are foods silently stealing your vitamin D. I'm talking about refined vegetable oils like soybean and sunflower oil, sugar, white flour, alcohol, and yes, even brown rice or whole grains if you eat them the wrong way because they contain phytates that block mineral absorption. You might be taking vitamin D, but your body may not be using it. That's like pouring water into a bucket with a hole in the bottom. I'm not telling you this to overwhelm you. I'm telling you this to give you hope because sometimes all it takes is one small change, like a morning walk in the sun, swapping out your cooking oil, or taking a single D3 plus K2 capsule to start rebuilding your body from the inside out. So if vitamin D is the commander of your insulin army, then there's another nutrient that acts like the ignition switch, the thing that turns the whole system on. Without it, even the most disciplined army just stands there doing nothing. And hey, if you're still here and finding this helpful, drop a number 1 in the comments so I know you're still following. Now let's move to nutrient number 2, magnesium, the starter of insulin. I want you to picture this. You walk up to your front door with your key in hand, but the lock is jammed. You have the key, but you still can't get in. That's exactly how insulin behaves when your body is low in magnesium. You may have insulin floating around in your bloodstream. Your medication might even be helping your pancreas make more insulin. But without enough magnesium, that insulin can't unlock your cells to let sugar in. So where does the sugar stay in your blood? And your blood sugar just stays high, no matter how hard you try. One of my patients, Linda, 63 years old, came to me and said, "David, I'm taking my meds, I'm watching what I eat, but every morning my blood sugar is still above 150. I don't know what I'm missing anymore." So I asked her, "Do you get leg cramps at night? Ever wake up suddenly with your heart racing or a random sense of anxiety?" She looked shocked. "How did you know?" I just thought that was because I'm getting older. No, that was magnesium deficiency. Magnesium deficiency often goes unnoticed. You might feel things like nighttime cramps or muscle twitching, irregular heartbeat or sudden palpitations, trouble sleeping, startling awake unexplained anxiety. Most people brush it off as stress or just aging. But really it's your body screaming, "I need magnesium." And the good news is science is very clear. Proper magnesium supplementation can reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes by up to 33%. Within just a few weeks, A1C levels may drop and insulin resistance improves significantly. So where do you get it? You don't need anything fancy. Magnesium is loaded in foods like lightly roasted almonds, spinach, pumpkin seeds, pure cacao, not the sugary chocolate bars at the supermarket. Some of my patients simply added a handful of pumpkin seeds in a cup of dark cacao at night, and they started sleeping deeper. Their morning blood sugar way more stable without increasing a single pill. I want you to pause for a second and ask yourself, am I trying to control my blood sugar with only medication? While my body is still missing the raw materials it needs to function properly, if your answer is yes, don't feel bad. You're not alone. And more importantly, you can absolutely fix it. And if you're still here with me right now, that tells me something important. You're not just trying to live longer, you're trying to live better and stay in control of your own days. So far, we've got our commander vitamin D, we've got the ignition switch, magnesium. But there's still one more thing missing. Something that decides whether your cells are even willing to open the door when insulin comes knocking. That something is chromium, the key that helps your cells respond to insulin. People often ask me, "David, I've already cut down on sugar, but my numbers are still high. Is my body just refusing to cooperate?" I smile and say, it's not that your body's disobeying you. It's just that your cells are pretending not to hear insulin knocking. Let me paint a picture for you. Insulin is like a mailman going door to door delivering sugar, delivering energy to every cell in your body. But what happens if the people inside don't hear the doorbell or simply ignore it? Exactly, the package stays outside. And in your case, that package is sugar stuck in your blood. Chromium is like installing a louder doorbell. It helps your cells recognize when insulin is calling. I'll never forget one of my patients, Jack, 59 years old, a lifelong truck driver. He said, "Doc, I'm taking the meds, but all I see is my belly getting bigger and my face swelling up, my blood sugar's barely moving. I'm exhausted. So I told him to try chromium picolinate, the correct dose, just 400 mcg a day, paired with a few small food changes. After 8 weeks, his A1C dropped from 8.1 to 6.9. He looked at me stunned. Why didn't any other doctor tell me this? I replied, because sometimes modern medicine gets so focused on treating symptoms that it forgets the body is a complete system. When even one tiny piece is missing, the whole machine struggles. Chromium, small but mighty. It's not a vitamin, but it is one of the most powerful trace minerals for people with type 2 diabetes or excess weight. It increases insulin sensitivity, meaning your cells listen when insulin speaks. It helps sugar move into your cells faster instead of floating endlessly in your blood. And study after study shows that chromium picolinate can significantly lower A1C within months. Food sources. Absolutely, you can get chromium from broccoli. Even a small serving gives a good boost. Raisins, yes, they're sweet, but when used right, they help with blood sugar control. Whole grains and organ meats, especially chicken or beef liver. And if you want something stronger and more convenient, go for chromium. Picolinate, usually 200 to 1,000 mcg per day, but remember, more is not always better. Stick to the right amount. Let me ask you something. Is it possible that you're not lacking effort? You're just lacking the right information. If you're nodding right now, then congratulations. Because once you start giving your body the right tools, it will respond not through magic, but through your own natural biology. And we're not done yet. In the next part, I'll share vitamin B12, the protector of your nerves and memory. If you've ever felt tingling in your hands or feet, brain fog, or like your head is wrapped in cotton, you cannot miss that one. And just like I promised now, we're moving on to the silent warrior, a nutrient that doesn't just help control blood sugar, but also keeps you sharp, steady, and confident with every step you take in the morning. That is vitamin B12, the nerve shield of every diabetic. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt tingling in your hands or feet like tiny needles pricking you? Or maybe your mind just goes foggy sometimes, remembering 1 second and forgetting the next. Most people think that's just aging. But let me be honest with you, it's not always age. Sometimes it's simply a lack of vitamin B12. There's something most doctors never tell you. Metformin, the diabetes medication almost everyone is taking, actually reduces your body's ability to absorb vitamin B12. Combine that with high blood sugar, damaging your digestive lining, and suddenly your body has an even harder time pulling B12 from food. And the result? Nerve tingling or burning like a faint electric buzz in your hands or feet. Dizziness, rapid heartbeat, loss of balance. Forgetfulness, lack of focus, even mild depression. And for men, let's just say energy in the bedroom drops. For women, excitement fades too. Worst of all, long-term B12 deficiency increases your risk of stroke and heart failure. I had a patient named Susan, 65 years old, who told me, "David, my feet are always numb like ants crawling under my skin. I figured my nerves were permanently damaged from diabetes." I thought it was hopeless, but after running a test, I found her B12 levels were extremely low. I put her on the right supplement, and just 6 weeks later, she walked back into my office smiling. "David, I can feel the ground beneath my feet again. For the first time in years, I walked to the park without worrying I'd fall." Vitamin B12 doesn't just protect your nerves. It helps build blood, boosts energy, and even supports your vision. Some studies even show that combining B12 with folate can slow brain aging in older adults. So where can you get B12? Beef liver. I know it sounds too American or even too intense for some people, but trust me, one small serving a week can change your life. Scallops, sardines, salmon eggs, delicious, easy, and powerful. But watch out, there are things that block B12 from being absorbed. Alcohol, even one drink a night, can wipe out 30% of absorption. White carbs and fast food, they damage the gut lining where B12 is absorbed. Acid-reducing drugs like omeprazole, long-term use literally locks B12 out. So if you're taking metformin or you've been feeling numbness, memory slip-ups, or low mood, don't just blame age. You might simply be missing one little B12 pill a day. And remember, blood sugar can be measured in numbers, but quality of life is felt in every step, every breath, every memory you still get to keep. And now we've reached the final piece of our 5-part blood sugar defense system, but don't let its position fool you. Just because it comes last doesn't mean it's the least important. Most people think folate or vitamin B9 is only for pregnant women. But let me tell you, that's one of the biggest misconceptions I've ever seen in my 30 years of practice. Let's talk about vitamin number 5. Folate, the silent worker that keeps your sugar moving. I want you to picture this. The sugar in your bloodstream is like cars stuck in a traffic jam on the highway. And folate is the construction crew opening more lanes, allowing those cars that sugar to flow smoothly into your cells instead of piling up in your blood and damaging everything in its path. Folate helps reduce oxidative stress, meaning it protects your cells from damage caused by high sugar, and it lowers inflammation, which modern science now recognizes as the root cause of nearly every diabetes complication. But there's one big problem. Your body can't store vitamin B9. That means if you don't take it daily, your folate levels drop. And if you have diabetes, if you're taking metformin, if you pee a lot during the day, you're losing folate twice as fast as everyone else. So what happens when you're low on folate for too long? Anemia, pale skin, constant fatigue, dizziness, poor focus, brain fog, numbness, low libido, infertility in both men and women, dry skin, slow wound healing, higher risk of depression and heart disease. I had a patient named Richard, 58 years old. He once told me, "David, I don't feel like myself anymore. It's not the blood sugar that bothers me, it's this constant mental haze." I put him on folate combined with B12. Just 4 weeks later, he returned with a grin on his face. "I don't know what magic pill you gave me, but I swear my brain's working again." My wife even said I look 5 years younger. So where can you get folate? You don't have to look far. It's right there in your kitchen. Beef liver, spinach, kale, asparagus, lentils, avocado. Eat them raw or lightly steamed to preserve the folate. But remember, there are things that wipe out folate in your system after just one meal. White carbs, bread, noodles, pastries, refined sugar, alcohol. Even one drink can slash folate absorption by 40%. Antacids, those little pills you take after heartburn, they accidentally lock folate out. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you because I want you to take back control of your body. Because blood sugar isn't only controlled by medication, it's controlled by the right knowledge applied at the right time. And just like that, we've walked through the 5 silent bodyguards inside you. Nutrients that seem small, yet play life-changing roles in controlling your blood sugar. Vitamin D, the commander of insulin. Magnesium, the ignition switch. Chromium, the master key that opens your cells. Vitamin B12, the shield for your nerves. Folate, the quiet worker that keeps sugar moving. You'll notice I never once mentioned a miracle cure or magic pill. Because the truth is, there isn't one. No medication on this planet can replace a body that knows how to heal itself from within. But I want you to remember this. Age is not the end. It's simply a reminder that from now on, we must live smarter, choose wiser, and love our bodies more than ever before. If you're in your 50s, 60s, even your 70s, then congratulations. You still have time. Your body can still recover. Your nerves can still regenerate. Your arteries can still clear. Your heart can still beat strong for many more years. All it takes is to begin. Not with a giant leap, but with one small change each day. So let me ask you one final question. 5 years from now, do you want to be stronger than you are today or weaker than you are today? The answer is sitting right beneath that subscribe button. If you want me to keep walking beside you, hit subscribe, tap the bell, And leave me a comment so I know you're still here, still fighting, still refusing to give up. Because David Mitchell, will not let you walk this journey alone. I'll see you in the next video. Today we begin, tomorrow we rise stronger.